Hello and welcome to the Slam Jam Championship Wrestling Show here on Xstream Improv, Xstream's YouTube channel, as well as the Slam Jam Wrestling Show YouTube channel. So if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button, because on today's show we're going to be talking about everyone's favourite Wrestlecream, or as it's sometimes known, Wrestledream. We're going to be talking about what's happening in the world of the WWE. They've got like 2 pay-per-views coming up in the next few weeks, and a bunch of other things going on. Oh, hang on, Dev is here. Dev is here. Already got our first run-in on the show. So, hello guys. We're not even close to doing like our intros. But with this is a new era of the Slam Jam Championship Wrestling Show here on Xstream Improv. Lots of new bells and whistles, a few new like segments and games that we're going to be working into the show, but we're still going to talk a lot of different stuff to do with wrestling. But with this, I think we should go to our new intro credit sequence. So boom, here we go.
Oh, well, yeah. It's the Slam Jam Show. Yes, the Slam Jam Show. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's the Slam Jam Show. What you gonna do when you dig that? You think you know me? It's the Slam Jam Show. Bang, bang your neck, slam beat, and you woo. What a rush. It's the Slam Jam Show. Here comes the pain, the have a nice day. We're hitting the league, it's the Slam Jam Show. We're David Corey, David Gab, baby. DJ is set, tap, get the table. If you don't like it, we got 2 ways for you. Shut down, Slam Jam. Feel the power, feel the roar. Slam Jam, it's the smackdown you've been waiting for. You can't see if Chico, you'll be serving hot down the way. Slam Jam, and that's the bottom line. And call it the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. One night, well, it's the big show. You got no chance, we're in gorilla booking. That's the is, that's the was, if you spell what we're cooking. It's the Slam Jam Wrestling Show, the champion team. Step into the Slam Jam, the Slam Jam Show. Hey yo, it's true, it's the Slam Jam Show. We've been through, it's the Slam Jam Show. Big glass, women ass, the Slam Jam and Show, yeah.
And there we go. So,
A bit of a cut off at the end.
yeah, a little bit of a cut off at the end, I'm not going to lie. So that is the new opening title credit sequence for Slam Jam. So,
That was really good.
well, thank you guys.
We just had the old loop.
Do you know what? I've listened to this probably 100 times in the last few weeks. So yeah,
I
like
much enjoy the fact that it's a Slam Jam fun show, which is always good.
yeah. Well, as I tried to put in lots of references. I'm not going to lie. The full version, Dave, you were right. It does kind of cut off there. I got very carried away. It lasts about twice as long as that. We get into all kinds of stuff in the second half of it. I might play it at the end. But with this, welcome to the new era of the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. Now, on today's show, we have a fantastic lineup of wrestling fanatics, and since we are going to crown, once again, we haven't done this in a while, our Slam Jam Wrestling Show Champion of the Week at the end of this show, we're going to go on to our introductions round, where we will introduce ourselves and give a tantalizing wrestling fact in the quest for a bonus point. Starting with you, Dave. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. This is Slam Jam 2.0 or 3.0, as long as it's not Slam Jam Art Attack like in NXT.
Well, I'm not going to lie, there is aspects of that here, I'm not going to lie.
There is. I did when I got on the screen. I was going like that for a moment, then I realised that the mark that I was trying to get off was on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
A wrestling fact. I'm trying to think of a fact that I haven't said before. Might have to go for an old one. Here's one for you. Okay, I'll go for it. I probably have said this before. I will say that the fact that Razor Ramon Scott Hall was never officially in a Royal Rumble match.
What?
Wow.
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
I believe it.
Wow. I'll give you the point there, Dave. That is well earned. Say hello to the people, KD.
Howdy, people. Oh, actually, before I do, can I make a tiny request, Dave?
Yeah.
Can I go in one of the top ones? Because I got my podcast thing in there.
Let's see. Can I do that? Yes. There you go, Dave. You've been relegated. There we go.
I've got a bloody scruffle on my face now. What's going on?
We'll swap about.
Yeah. I heard everybody saying, like, oh, we don't mind where we've been. I'm like, I kind of do, actually. I didn't want to speak up, but I thought I would.
It's all good. I'll figure out the graphics for next time.
I don't mind if I need to be swapped down the bottom. I have a bit of time on top. I'm happy to go on the bottom. I do it.
This sounds like something else entirely now, KD. I'm not going to lie.
Is this a new format for the show?
Right. Okay, KD.
A wrestling fact about myself. I fear I will probably never be able to afford a WWE PLE ticket because then things be expensive, yo.
Do you know what? Like, I'd say that doesn't quite qualify as a good enough fact, but because you played the sob story there, I feel like if you can't even get a ticket, at least I can give you a point. So I will give you that point.
I can do a new fact. I'll do a different fact.
Yeah. Okay, here's with another fact.
Oh, okay. I actually did go to a training seminar camp thing, and I took back bumps and stuff.
Oh wow!
And I'm currently planning to take a back bump into some thumbtacks because I really want to see how it feels.
Okay. Oh, amazing stuff. Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Good.
And my wrestling fun fact is something that really came out recently. Vince was in love with Sable, and Brock asked him to leave the company because of that.
Wow. Okay, so was Sable there after Brock had left? I think she was, right?
Yeah. But after he found out that Vince was in love with her, Brock asked her to leave as well.
How about that? And then Sable has literally never been seen again. Okay. No. Gav, say hello to the people.
In fact, it wasn't that. Tori Wilson, during the Hall of Fame, was told not to mention her, but she did it anyway.
Ah, interesting. Well, she hadn't got any ties there after that night. She was gone, so...
No.
Yeah, you're banging it.
Okay, Gav.
Hello, people. My wrestling fact... I don't know if this is right or not. Rey Mysterio is the only Hall of Famer still wrestling in WWE.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Goldberg versus Gunther is going to happen soon, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Yeah. Okay, are there any other Hall of Famers that were active? Like Edge was, he's gone.
Kurt Angle was like for one match.
Yeah. Yeah,
Rob Van Dam still wrestles, but he's not in WWE.
Who's that?
Yeah. Rob Van Dam still sort of wrestles regularly, but like as regularly as Ray.
Yeah. Okay, well, fascinating stuff. Okay, well, that is also going to be worth a point. So, guys, before we get into any more, like, fun and games and stuff, I think we should, go around. Do we have any hot takes? And hang on, I've got something for this. Boom. I didn't switch off the loop button. I don't need it twice. So this is where we're learning.
Tobacco and spit it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, guys, do we have any hot takes about anything going on in the world of professional wrestling at the moment? Like, obviously, we can get into everything that happened at Wrestledream. Perhaps a controversial end to the career of Bryan Danielson, I should say. But what's on you guys' mind this week? What's on the mind of you guys this week is the sentence I meant there.
So ignoring Wrestledream.
Oh no, we can if you want, but I'm sure we'll get into that in more depth. Gav.
Mine goes back to actually my comment last week, and I had to adjust myself. Raw is actually 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I was there saying, oh, I've only got up to the Gunther match, Gunther and Sammy. And I saw when Sammy, not tap out because he passed out. And I actually stopped it there thinking that I've probably got another hour left. But obviously I didn't. So,
Yeah, like another
TV
minute.
guys will still be saying it.
yeah.
But is it the thing that like SmackDown's going to be 3 hours?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, so like
I don't think it'll happen.
you know, they give with one hand, they take with the other. You know, it's just like these 3 hour weekly shows. Never
Yeah,
been.
They've got to have more time for Roman to make his entrance. So.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Do you know there's probably like a pay per view, like a dream pay per view you could do with Roman, like the Undertaker, like
Randy.
Sting, Randy Savage, a
The
few of
Wyatts.
these. The entire show is just going to be entrances. Who is the fastest entrance of anyone? Warrior?
Got it.
Yeah.
It has
Gotta
to
be.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be.
Or London and Kendrick.
Oh,
yeah, fast as well.
All the ones that don't get an entrance.
Okay, how come Undertaker on his
That's right.
bike was still a pretty slow entrance? What was that about? He was on a motorcycle.
Because
and
he used to do
was still pretty
circles around it.
Well, exactly.
Undertaker.
Yeah, you know. Right.
What's the faster entrance, them just running down the ring, or people like Undertaker or Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, just appearing in the ring?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like
guess.
that.
Oh,
Anyone now?
Yeah, drop in the ring, Sting
Yeah.
style. You know, would have been pretty quick as well.
Oh, I've got a little bit of a hot take actually.
Okay, go on, KD.
I just thought that actually a few weeks ago now actually, the whole ring implosion was just stupid to do for Braun and Ron. I thought it just kind of killed the end of that match for me.
yeah.
I loved it until then.
I mean, how many times are they going to do the like? Why haven't they just permanently reinforced these rings? And why is it?
Just-
Why do the rings always just go when two super heavyweights hit the ring? Yet when it's a Royal Rumble or a Battle Royal, it can take 30 from them there maybe.
Exactly.
That's actually
Yep.
physics because it can handle weight when it's like always there, but when it's sudden impact, the force is doubled.
I know,
So if you watch-
Jeff, I know what you mean. It's like if you're carrying a toddler, it's one thing, but if they just punch you, that's something else entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So we just got to watch a Rumble and just watch to see if they're synchronizing to make sure nobody's taking bumps at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would love
Don't forget, though, in the old...
I would love that as a spot in a Royal Rumble. See what they do then. The ropes collapse. What a different ending to a Rumble that would be. Say there's 4 left in the Rumble, and they like all 6 of them, and they do that, and then it's literally they're
That'd be
just shoving each other over, falling out sumo style. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've got a hot take for you.
Go on then.
Roman Reigns is not a good face because he has every single time he's made his run-ins so far, he has single-handedly whooped the ass of every member of their bloodline at some point.
Yeah.
He goes in like the most recent one. He does it. He even checked for 2 for the first time, like straight away the other day, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And Tongans are just useless against him. They don't do anything to him unless one of them has already been knocked down. He's already beaten Solo at the tag match the other week, so their one-on-one match is pretty much moot. And even when Jackie for 2 still got some offense on him recently, and they did the whole thing at the end of SmackDown by Jimmy going, we need help. You don't need any help at all. Roman's quite capable of beating every one of them.
Yeah. No, it's really true. Oh, go on, Dev.
See, the thing about that is, I think that Roman has what I call the Six Ranger power up, where because he's running into save, he's got like a buff to his power, so he's like going to be able to beat them no matter what. But in a regular match, he'd still have the same. He'll be weaker than the Bloodline, but during running and stuff, he'll beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, you'd imagine that to be the case.
I mean, this whole thing that they've done with Jimmy Uso returning, like that pay-per-view was a couple of weeks ago. I think we spoke about it on last week's show. But I felt it was overbooked, The Rock coming out. It kind of took away the power of Jimmy Uso, if that is a sentence. But with Jimmy Uso going out and seeking Jay straight away, I just felt like we know this is where it's going. We know that he's probably going to eventually help him, unless they do some sort of But Roman's a face. Imagine if it was like a swerve where Jimmy sided with the Bloodline over that would be really interesting. That would imagine that, but then that would be turning Jay. I mean, that would be turning Jay heel, right? Okay, Dev.
Like that would not work because
All right,
Jay
I was
is
trying.
Well, that's you told.
Because Jay is like the most over face that Raw basically has.
Yeah.
And plus, basically they're rushing it this time because they don't want to have the Bloodline story be as long as last time. Basically,
They
feel like that.
They need people to pair up in time for Survivor Series, basically.
Yeah.
When is Survivor Series? I know it's November.
I'll find out the date. I think it's may even be like November 30th. It's like right at the end. Oh man, I suck. I just put into my search engine November. Survivor Series. Survivor Series. I hate mistyping. It just feels like extra work. Right, okay. Survivor Series War Games 2024 is November 30th. Yeah.
Right, okay. So they've got a few, well, was that 4 weeks?
5 weeks, yeah.
5 weeks? Yeah, to play with, so.
So
But then again, you've got Crown Jewel in between that, so it could play out there as well.
yeah, there'll be stuff probably like I don't even know what matches do we know for Crown Jewel other than the World and Women's title matches so far. That's it so far.
For those Crown Jewel championships that we'll never see after that show happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
until
like
next
drawn to
year.
a Rumble.
Yeah. I think they'll do this again next year.
Yeah.
They've basically found the gimmick for what Crown Jewel will be. That they'll have champion versus champion to
Like a
hold
champions.
a big belt. Dev?
They wouldn't do that at all.
I like that though.
I just realised since we're not getting they're teasing Goldberg and we're not getting Gunther versus Goldberg, what they might do is Braun versus Goldberg.
They have to do Gun. If they bring Goldberg in, there's no way they can't resolve that story with him and Gunther now. The only way they could do that is if Goldberg comes in to challenge Gunther, and then Braun runs in and attacks Goldberg to set up a match.
See, like I'm thinking, like because they can't do Gunther versus Goldberg at Crown Jewel, they'll do it at Survivor Series, and they'll have Goldberg versus Braun or someone at Crown Jewel because Goldberg works that money.
Yeah, I can imagine he does, but like surely
I want that
Goldberg
money.
Goldberg has to just be one more match, one match only, surely.
I'm thinking that as well. But I don't know if you'd really trust him to be able to do another match after his first match, you know, because he normally needs a lot of recovery time because he costs himself every time he wrestles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even mean beforehand, I mean in the match.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think Survivor Series would be the better place to have that, and maybe if he wants to, maybe you know what he was edging towards that, and they're just like, you know, we'll give you the same amount of money for Survivor Series to shut up. For all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And like Teddy Long was saying, how he should go to NXT to get the ring rust off him for a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to happen.
Okay, so guys, any other hot takes before we move on, and then we can take a look at some of the other things going on in the world of wrestling, and also let's talk about Wrestledream. Any other hot takes?
I'll keep mine for Wrestledream.
You're going to keep yours for Wrestledream. Well, in that case, let's move on to Wrestledream now. So, guys, KD? I'll start with you. What were your thoughts on Wrestledream? If this is leading to a hot take, indeed.
Well, I mean, the match, the whole night in general was what you expect from AEW, so it was fine. The hot take was just more about the main event, so I didn't know if you wanted to mention that yet.
Yeah, we can start there. So, obviously, Bryan Danielson lost his AEW World Championships just a couple of months after winning it, and seemingly that is the end of his career as a full-time wrestler. But even that, that suggests he will be back, and he'll probably
definitely
wrestle a few matches here or there, which sounds exactly like what he's been doing in AEW for the last 3 years. So I don't know what this is going to mean differently.
probably like just a lot more infrequently, isn't it? Like Sting didn't wrestle that much, did he?
I don't know, like Sting across.
He
all
did a
three
lot
years.
more in there than he did in WWE.
Yeah.
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 So does this mean that Bryan Danielson will start tagging with Darby Allin and that's
Daniel Garcia. They're gonna be the two Daniels.
yeah? Oh my goodness, yeah. Team Daniel. Okay,
But-
so go on. Any other thoughts on Daniel Bryan losing the title, retiring, the shocking manner in which they did it? It was hardly the end of a story where he lost the belt, someone shakes his hand, they play his music, and he walks out. It was anything but that, Dev.
It's not like my opinion on this yet, but I do have another fun fact.
Yeah.
Every single one of Daniel Bryan's final matches have been against members of the Shield.
Yeah. So,
guys,
I
sorry,
heard
I've got
this
to
fact as
jump
well.
off out the
Dev,
way
can
already.
you fill us in on what they were and what...
Okay, so the last Monday Night Raw
I'm gonna have to jump off. By the way, sorry.
No worries, KD.
See
Good
you.
to see you.
The hot take was that I think a plastic bag over the head in wrestling is too far / just really dumb because he should be dead. It's just stupid. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
That was it.
No, I said that was the last one. Take care, KD. See you again soon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Do you know what? Now that KD's gone...
I'll raise that.
Oh, hang on, just 1 second.
I'll raise that. Oh, sorry.
Right, what I was going to say, now that KD's gone, I realised that DAV Dave, GAV Gav, DEV Dev, I was going to try to find out if K stood for Kevin, because we could be entirely, like, V in the middle here. Like, there was some weird pattern I was noticing. But go on, Gav, what have you got? Your...
No, I was just going to go back to his point about the plastic bag and saying how bad it was.
Yeah.
We had an electrocution in wrestling before.
Would you mean...
We are hanging.
Hanging,
Well, yeah,
Big Boss
exactly.
Man hung, Abdullah the Butcher electrocuted in an electric chair.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've... Like, AJ Styles was actually buried alive at the end of
Buried alive,
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So-
And didn't Shane have his balls electrocuted?
Shane? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What
Shane
happened
and
to Del
Kane.
Venus? Didn't they cut off his choppy pee-pee?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
been a lot of
No,
stuff.
he
Cayenne.
They get stopped.
Vince got blown up.
Vince got blown
I hear
up.
Vince got blown up.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. Not many people have an electric chair. Not many kids have got access
Yeah, true.
to
My nephew does.
to blow up. Great. But the point is, any kid could grab like a Tesco carrier bag, and then that's just like the end of their little brother or sister.
Yeah, true.
Mm.
I will say that
Although-
AEW's never said that they are a family entertainment show. They
Yeah.
say that their audience is adults.
Yeah.
So hopefully-
Although, two things I did like was saying, AEW Twitter saying it's too messed up to show, for one. And the second part is Justin Roberts going, now you know how it feels.
Oh, wow.
that was on a tweet though, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if he
Because
had
they're
actually
fine.
got in the ring and it turned out he was the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah.
They should have
'Cause if you
done the whole
remember,
thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if
During the
Justin
Nexus-
Roberts got in there, took off his tie, and was like, "Let me have some. I want a piece like this." Right? That'd be brilliant.
So, going back to the Shield thing.
Yeah.
So Monday Night Raw, his last match was Seth Rollins. His last SmackDown match and his last pay-per-view match was Roman Reigns. And his last AEW match is John Moxley.
Yeah. So his last one was Roman. Now it's Mox and obviously Seth. What was his last SmackDown match? I hope it was Kurt Angle.
Roman.
That was Roman.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
it
So
was
wait,
Roman.
what was his last wasn't his last match at WrestleMania? Or am I?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Against Roman.
Okay.
No, it
Against
wasn't,
Roman.
no,
as
it
well.
wasn't at WrestleMania.
Was it Roman?
Oh, okay. So
It wasn't at WrestleMania, no.
I thought he just.
No, it
Okay,
wasn't
my
Mania.
bad. My bad.
It was
It
around.
was Roman.
It was a few weeks after WrestleMania. I
Oh, a
think.
few weeks,
The,
yeah.
the next show or something.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through the card and then we'll get on to some other stuff. So once again, like AEW, like 4 pre-show matches. Can we skip those? Like
Yes, skip
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Well, no, we'll skip. Apart from the highlight of the night,
I didn't see it. Tell
which
me.
was the reappearance of Rico.
Oh yes. Yeah. So
That was
yeah,
it was
that.
weird because I'd watched the Rampage or whichever it was that was beforehand, where MXM Collection attacked the Acclaimed, and they said they were going to have a third person. I was sort of racking my brains thinking, who on earth are they going to get? And in the back of my mind, something just went, oh, Rico. That'd be a great little pick for them. I didn't think for a second they actually were going to do it. And they actually did it. So it made sense. It made sense apart from anything else. Great addition to that act, and has history with Billy Gunn.
yeah, you're right. It makes sense, and the history of Billy Gunn. Here's the thing, though. Like when it was like Rico's on AEW, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, Rico came up on like the news in wrestling like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where people said oh, he hasn't aged at all. And I could just imagine the same way that I looked at that. I was like, oh yeah, good for Rico. Tony Khan is then like, Billy, do you have Rico's number? And that's how I think so many of these legends, these people that have fallen by the wayside, suddenly like Juventud Guerrero or someone turns up on Dynamite. It's just because they've popped up on Twitter. What was that pizza guy? Luigi Primo. Yeah. All these guys. That is one thing, for better or worse, that I think is quite fun about AEW. Is that if there's anyone that sort of just re-emerges somewhere or gets a headline, Tony Khan is ready to pounce on them and think we'll capitalise.
During the anti-arena period, a Warhorse turned up.
Yeah.
What, Warhorse turned up when?
Warhorse during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, how come he never made it anywhere?
Because it wasn't very good.
Oh dear. Right. Do you remember that there was that video game called Retromania Wrestling?
Yep.
I remember that. So Warhorse became a character in that game, and I was following him on Twitter. I hadn't ever, I'd seen matches of him wrestle only because he'd been a thing on Twitter, and I was campaigning hard. You've got to get in this game. And when it came down to it, it was him and Chris Bay or someone who later ended up in the game anyway. And I was messaging saying, people, you need to vote for this to get Warhorse past the finish line. And then, like you said, then he turned up on Dynamite, and the highlight of his career has to be Arn Anderson saying yeah, and there's that Warhorse kid. And I think they've used him once since, which is a shame. But anyway,
he had a title match. He had a TNT title match
with Cody. Yeah. And it's just the problem with Warhorse, unless he's updated at all, he's got an Ultimate Warrior gimmick, and he's the size of one of Warrior's legs. You know,
he has updated since then. He's now I don't think he goes by Warhorse anymore, but last time I think I saw him, he was on something. He was a bad guy and sort of rejected that persona and all that sort of bits and pieces.
Right. Okay. So anyway, let's get on to the main card here. So Jay White, Hangman Page. Guys, my hot take straight away is Hangman Page was in the main event of the last pay-per-view, and now he's losing in the opener to Jay White. I just felt like there's an inconsistency in logic here.
Here's the thing. With Tony Khan, he literally says, this needs to happen, someone needs to lose, and he spins a wheel and picks someone to lose.
I mean, it's such a shame. I genuinely don't like Adam Hangman Page. Just because of the whole CM Punk thing. I don't like the man. I think he's a fool. But you had your world champion Swerve. Hangman does what he does. They have their lights out match. Hangman won, and then a month later, instead of it being I beat the guy who was just world champion, I should be challenging for the title, he's losing in the opening match to Jay White, who has been floating around. I think against MJF they gave him a pay-per-view world title match once, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's just been floating in trios, tags and stuff. They really just need to work out who's in what position of the card. But that's my thought on that. But otherwise, great match, for what it was. Anyone else's thoughts?
I sort of semi-agree with you, but I was thinking that Jay White, if he's going to come back, he doesn't need to come back reasonably strong. He can't just come back and just lose.
Yeah, he needed to win.
Scott, hang on.
But he only...
Dave, hang on, mate. And yeah, I've got what I was saying now. Dev, your mic is massively loud. Can you just back up a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, and No, if Jay White's coming back and he's doing this thing, or I think essentially that's it. He wanted to like get a bit of revenge on Hangman for something. I can't remember what. And then, but he said he's got another person in his sights that he's going to surprise or something like that. So I'll just move on to that for whoever that ends up being.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts on that, Dev? You were going to say?
With the whole, Jay White needed a win against someone, but Adam Page was the wrong person to do it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like the timing for Page coming off of like the Lights Out match a month or whenever it was, a few weeks back, it felt like a massive mistake, frankly. Like, and it would just be interesting to see what they do to not rehabilitate Page, because I'm sure he'll be fine, because it'll be like this didn't happen and he'll just move on to whoever he's going to feud with next. Okay, so then we had Mariah May defeat Willow Nightingale, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of tuned out during this match.
I haven't seen this match, so I can't comment.
Oh, okay. Anyone?
No, it's just a generic match.
I've only seen little bits of the show here and there. I've just seen the end, the results and things.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, Jack Perry retained his AEW TNT championship against Shibata. Anyone see that for comments?
Just the ending, which was a bit of a damp squib, but I think no one's really talking about this match, are they? Talking about everything else that happened after this match, which was an angle, then another angle, then another angle.
Yeah, absolutely. Dev?
Once again, Tony Khan did the whole thing of we need someone like we need.
Oh, Dev, I'm so sorry. To me, you sound a little
Oh,
too quiet now.
Okay,
And the third bowl of porridge will be just right, I'm sure.
okay. Hold on.
Dave, do you want to say about the angle after angle after angle for what you saw of it?
Well, yeah, the attack of obviously there's a slight brawl between the two of them after that, and then Daniel Garcia comes out to rescue Shibata and probably make a challenge for the TNT title next. Then after that, MJF comes back out, his music hits, and everyone's like, he's not really here, is he? And he is. Then, despite everything, beats Garcia up and does a whole promo while standing over him. He's managed to reclaim the diamond ring somehow. It's being pawned last time we heard about it. And he's about to do something dastardly with the ring, as always. And then Adam Cole returns to run off. He runs down the ring, which made everyone everyone's heart skip a beat. I thought, God, don't run, Adam, please. But no, he managed to run down the ring without doing any damage to himself. And he's back to being a good guy. I think that's the main thing, is that the Adam Cole MJF saga ended so weirdly and badly that during the time that MJF's gone from being a face back to being a heel again, that Adam Cole's had to turn face again. Yeah. And we've had to forget this whole how they go. I'm very interested to see if they address it on Dynamite tonight, because this whole thing about because Cole was the devil that was targeting MJF all this time. Are they just going to forget that now?
For me, there'll probably be the occasional reference, but for me, the devil storyline was a massive boob. It was a complete failure in every aspect of it. Yeah. And do we even have what was the Undisputed Kingdom or whatever the group, the Undisputed Era spin-off group? That's still a thing, I believe. But I assume
it's just Taven and Roderick and Bennett, isn't it?
And there's probably Cole is now going to be completely separated from those until inevitably they're going to meet backstage and we're here, Adam, like this, and they'll put some little reference into it. But just trying to pick up that feud again, it's been so long. They've both had periods where they've been away. I felt like it would have been better if they'd just done something separate with the two of them, and then at some point down the line they can meet backstage and just feel it out of we still have some unfinished business, and then just leave it for a few months until they decide if they want to do it or not. Gav?
So I was going to ask if Adam is actually a heel or face.
He's in AEW, so everyone is everything all at once.
Oh yeah, true. That is true.
Yeah. So what I want to know is Adam still with Britt Baker? Because that's the thing that bothers me most about this whole scenario. Go on, Dev.
So according to Dutch Mantel of all people. They've broken up, and Adams moved back to Philadelphia.
How would Dutch Mantel know this? Right.
You've got the inside scoops.
Have any of you listened to Dutch Mantel's podcast?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh my God, Dave! Right, okay.
It's amazing.
Hang on. This almost feels a bit dodgy to say, since we're on a wrestling podcast that has probably a micro amount of the audience that Dutch Mantel gets. I forget who his co-host is. He's an English guy. You know, if ever that English guy steps away in Dutch, you want to come on this show, I'd be very happy. But my observation, whenever I've listened to Dutch what's it called? Dev, do you know the name of it?
No.
Oh, it's like Story Time with Dutch Mantel, I think, right?
Yeah.
The English guy asks Dutch Mantel a question, and then Dutch Mantel clearly doesn't have a clue about anything. His memory is shot. He doesn't watch the product, I don't believe. And so Dutch Mantel's answers will be something to the effect of this. The English guy will be like, oh, so what did you think of what MJF said on Dynamite this week? And he'll be like, I didn't like it. He's like, no? He's like, no, I didn't like it. You asked me if I liked it, and I didn't, and that's my answer. And that's it. Every single question. He has no details. And when you look for it, he's like, it's like, can I get through 8 or 10 words as an answer? And it goes nowhere every single time. Right? But I love it. At the same time, I haven't listened to it in a long time, but...
So they say he's the opposite of Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
He'll say as little as possible, whereas Jim Cornette will say as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'd say he speaks for a while, but it's just like there's not really any content to it. Is my observation. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe you, when I heard it and was thinking this, you know, he was having an off week or something. But anyway, I forget what internally we were talking about. Oh yeah, the pay-per-view. Hologram defeated the Beast Mortos. 2 out of 3 full match.
This one I did watch.
And what's your thoughts?
And I enjoyed it.
I'll be honest, this is the point. I was on powerful medication. I've injured my back for the audience, which I'm sure Dutch Mantel will be celebrating if he's watching this now. But I was on powerful medication. I didn't really make it through the show and had to catch up with a lot of it the next day.
I enjoyed it. Maybe it's the fact that I was sort of flicking through various bits and just sort of stopped at it. Maybe I enjoyed it more than I did if I'd been watching the whole thing at the same time, because it's in the middle, wasn't it? So it's very much that midpoint where a lot of the audience are quite tired. So I don't know. Didn't really need to be 2 out of 3 falls, I don't think, but it was good.
Yeah.
Can't really expect much from those two.
Are these 2 future stars? Because I kind of see them not going further than the position they are in at the moment, where it'll be that they get put on a show, do a lot of stuff, and that's it. Forever. Dev?
They're not. They're basically like they're on the show, but they're not future stars because they're not really talkative, and they are like they're more luchadors rather than like superstars. If that makes sense. But I like the fact they put like Mortos and Hologram together because they've wrestled a lot together on other promotions, so they gelled really well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, and then Young Bucks and Private Party, inevitable match ending. Private Party, we were saying about this last week, they've been so poorly booked. The whole tag division has just been 2 or 3 teams, and then everyone else floats in and out of being on television at all. Go on, Gav.
I was going to say, I had a little rumour that they were actually thinking about putting the titles on Private Party.
Okay, I didn't hear that. They didn't, you know, is the thing. Young Bucks won.
Well, apparently they had a good showing.
Sorry?
Apparently they had a good showing, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, they would. They're a good team. It's just that they've been, like, for so long, weren't they just, like, clubbed in with Matt Hardy and his ridiculous faction and stuff like this?
Yeah.
You know.
Haven't been even on TV for like the last couple of years, because one of them's been injured a lot of the time, and they were in the opening pre-show match at Wembley to crickets, and now 2 months, not even 2 months later, they're on they're getting a tag title shot. And it's the fact that Moxley even did a promo on them saying, "You guys peaked 5 years ago, and you're still here 5 years ago, and you're in the same position." But the thing is, it's true. They are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, I would say they're in something of a worse position. When AEW started, they were saying it was like, "Oh, there's a hot new team we've got," and have they? I can't remember. Have they been tag team champions?
Don't think so.
No, their big thing was that they beat the Young Bucks in that tag title tournament on the second or third show, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what they've been living on.
Yeah.
Reputation wise for that time, and there was a few nods to that match in the title match. Like they literally did the finish to that match in the match for a close fall.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did. From what I've seen of it, it was a good match, and it was, like I say, they are two good teams. But the result was never in any doubt.
For me, what AEW does a lot, WWE probably does quite a lot as well, but they used to do it all the time. Where, if you were watching in the 90s or early 2000s, suddenly it would be like, oh, Bob Holly's still in WWE, and he'd get a match, and it'd suddenly be that he gets a win, just to disappear for another 9 months, and then come back, and they'd try to make you think, oh, he's a threat to something. Like when he suddenly got a world title shot match or whatever with Lesnar, and then literally disappeared forever again after that. But anyway, Dev, your hand was up.
Okay, so the thing I get for a company that's focused on teams and factions and stuff, AEW have been terrible with the tag teams, and I don't know if it's intentional at this point because they are clearly trying to book a WCW 2000 Hulk Hogan thing with the Young Bucks where they won't let anyone win, and they're making the tag teams look bad on purpose to make them look like Hogan.
Well, yeah, that is their whole thing. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson thing has been entirely they're using their power and say so. But what has been the payoff? Do you know what? I actually quite enjoyed the show, but it feels like every time we speak about AEW, I know it's a thing where it's just it's because we want it to be so good, but it's so frustrating in ways. They literally beat up Tony Khan, and that was meaningless all these months later.
Yeah.
It's stuff like this. They've literally killed Daniel Bryan twice, and we'll see tonight with Dynamite if it actually is going to mean anything in the long term.
Well, have you seen the most recent rumor regarding Tony Khan? They've sort of suddenly this whole thing of the power play between the Elite and Tony Khan has sort of dwindled, died down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just it's because apparently Tony Khan, even though it's his booking and storyline that's doing this, he doesn't like the idea that the Elite would be able to book better matches than he would. Even in the fake reality that they created.
He worked into their shoes.
Yeah.
Then again, is Shane coming in?
I'm not.
I imagine so at this stage, but because otherwise they'd have debunked it if it wasn't happening.
Do you think it'll be Shane McMahon and Tony Khan are the ones who'll beat the Young Bucks for the tag titles?
Shane McMahon. I would love that. I'm not going to lie, that would be fantastic. Okay, go on, Dev.
See, with the private party, they even tried to do the whole cheer for us, please thing, trying to make them look like the bad guys, and they were saying apparently the thing where everyone backstage wanted private party to win. The AEW leaked that on purpose, just so the Bucks could be like, "Oh, that doesn't work for us." They replied to the rumor saying, "That doesn't work for us." And apparently, it was planted into the dirt sheets by AEW.
Wow. I don't know. Let's come on. A couple more matches. We've already spoke about the main event. We can touch on it again. But then there are some other things on this show because there's a few new things which I'll get to. Some of them today, and others will drip feed out across the weeks. But it's always going to be that we're talking about match results and stuff as well. But Mark Briscoe defeats Jericho by pinfall to retain the Ring of Honor world title. I was wrong on that one. I was sure Jericho was going to take it.
Oh, thank God you were wrong. They decided to stick with Briscoe.
Well, do you know what, Dave? Wasn't your comment like in our group chat? If Jericho wins, I'm abandoning the brand for a while or something like that.
I'm done with this company, and then I said for a bit.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I usually do, isn't it? Go on there. But no. So yeah, they did the right thing by having Briscoe beat him like quite, with a bit of a nail in it at the end. At the end there with us. I think we've missed one. Have we not missed Ospreay, Takeshita, and Ricochet?
Oh shit, I have. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Do you want to touch on whatever you want to touch on, guys?
Takeshita winning, which was great. I picked that result as well, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
So and they did that, and there was another betrayal angle. There was two betrayal angles in the same show, which is a bit weird. Carl Fletcher turning on Ospreay at the end.
Okay, what did any
what
did you think of the sequence that where there was just like Poison Rana or Hurricanrana and they just no selling stuff? It was trending with lots of comments out there on the. You didn't see it. I don't know if I
didn't see any of the hubbub about it. No.
Well, there was a reasonable amount of people just saying about this is just ridiculous that people wouldn't be selling this stuff.
Did Ricochet respond?
Did he respond?
He's been very vocal, hasn't he?
I don't know. I didn't see about Ricochet responding, but I'll tell you something though. My thought is that it feels that Ricochet is just like he feels like this sense of freedom, but now it's freedom just to be a bit too over the top. Because to me, non-selling a Poison Rana just kills that move.
Exactly.
And people do it all the time. It looks absolutely devastating, and you just tell everyone that it's nothing, it's fine. But anyway, any other thoughts on that?
I think it's...
No, go ahead.
I think it's that version of fighting spirit, isn't it? Because they do it in Japanese wrestling when someone will like go and no sell something because they're trying to get as much muster up in there. Like Tomohiro Ishii's like quite good for that. Where he does stuff, he just sort of rises up and carries on. And it's always sort of seen as fighting spirit rather than no selling it. So I guess it's their version of it, which they don't maybe do as much. But at the same time, it's just their style of wrestling.
But what if you get hit and you get up and you do something to no sell it? You no sell it by selling it in some way. What was it happened on the Swerve Hangman match like a month ago or something? Or was it Swerve Daniel Bryan, whatever, where something happened and Swerve was just like, that's how you no sell something. You no sell it by acknowledging it still.
Yeah.
Right, Dev, you've got your hand up.
The no selling thing I want to bring it back to the way that Ricochet did it was horrible. It's like literally just like pretending it didn't happen. You have to be like, for example, Jacob Part 2, who would take the move and be like, it didn't affect me, try again, or something like that. That's what Jake Part 2 always does. He no sells a lot of things, except it fits his character. It's part of his character to no sell. Rather than what Ricochet did was like, oh, that was a move, I don't care. And the reason he does this is he's apparently trying to piss off people on Twitter on purpose. He's trying to get a reaction from people on Twitter. Because if you see him on Twitter right now, he's going insane. He's replying to everyone.
Okay.
He replies to everyone who criticizes him.
Oh, I'm going to criticize him. That's going to be my evening sorted. Right. Okay. So guys, let's talk about let's move on from this now. We already touched on the main event. Very quickly, what do we think's the future for what's happening with Moxley as world champion? I don't think he's dropping it until May. Go on, Dave.
No, he's not dropping it for a long while. So they've got to get someone who's a good contender to do that. So maybe it's going to be Darby Allin or something like that. I don't know. I know some people don't see that at all. I know, but it's better if it's a homegrown guy than another new signee, that sort of thing. But no, what I was going to say was it's the problem with AEW at the moment is everything seems to be just going. It seems to be booking week by week at the moment because it wasn't that long ago they were teasing an angle between Takeshita and Okada, and that's just suddenly gone. And suddenly Private Party have gone from doing some trio stuff with the Combat Club, and then suddenly they're challenging the tag titles. The Grizzled Young Veterans made their big debut at All In Wembley Stadium, and now they're losing to the Outrunners. It's like, what's...
Yeah.
It's all about how you follow up with this stuff, and they've got to follow up better than they have been.
I mean, one of the problems they've got is, like, just saying, like, on the front of, like, Derby, is that Derby's been there since the beginning, and so 5 years later, it's like, well, is he going to win a TNT title again, or should it be that he goes for a world title? I don't think he's a credible world champion, and that's just his size, his frame. To me, just, you know, everything about him, he doesn't scream world champion. But the problem that AEW have got is that they've got too many people that come in. It's like, oh, they've signed Okada, the biggest star from New Japan, and a few months early, it's like, oh, we've got Ospreay, the biggest star from New Japan. A few months before that, oh, we've got Jay White, the biggest star from New Japan. Oh, we've got Swerve, and you know, we didn't expect him to become as over as he did, and now he's our world champion. And we've got Daniel Bryan, who we're going to suddenly remember we've had for 3 years, and make him world champion as he's going out the door. And it's just like, they need to decide who their world title contenders are, and have them at a level so that it's just not their trading victories, like we said about Jay White and Hangman earlier. Go on, Gav, and then I'll come to you, Dev.
I was just there wondering, like, would it be good, like, if, like, Claudio was the one that actually took it off Mox?
No.
Then,
Do you know what? Maybe. But weren't we saying, was it this on the show last week, we were saying that Claudio doesn't have it?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
But just for this storyline, would it be good? Like,
no, I don't think it would be, because Claudio, remember, he's the one that delivered the final blow to Brian.
That's true. Yeah.
And if anything, he's actually the bigger turncoat here, because he's the one who's had this close like friendship relationship with Brian Danielson all this time. He's the one who hit remember, he was the one who hit he fired the first shot, and potentially he's fired the last shot.
Yeah.
In this bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually think he could be a really good heel champion of some kind. Well, I guess he is, because he's a trio champion, which we never remember. But yeah, I don't know. But I think you're right, guys. He's not main event world champion material at the moment, just because of the rest of the stuff. It's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my favourites.
Right, yeah.
It is, just very quickly, is AEW in a position where Mox is the only one who seems legit, like, at this point in his career, like he should be world champion?
What do you think about Ospreay?
Ospreay can be, but I thought they were going to do it for All In, and now he's just kind of, it's like, oh, we've got Ricochet, let's just recreate some of that. He's lost the title, and they could build up to. They're not even going to be at Wembley next year, so when would have been the time to get everything behind him and have that huge victory?
Yeah,
I don't know how they do that now, because it felt like him winning in England in the main event at Wembley, because they'd had him wrestle Jericho there a year earlier. It felt like he's not new to the company, and if they leave it another 2 years for Wembley, if they do go back to Wembley in 26. That's a long time. So they could just give it to him whenever, I guess, is the thing. Dev, you had got your hand up a minute ago. I'm sorry.
I've got a terrifying scenario, because I know how Mox is going to lose the title.
Go on then.
No.
Hang on a second. I've got a feeling this may be a. Wait for it. Hot take. Okay, go on.
Basically, they're going to build up this whole MVP and Swerve thing, and make it like, okay, sure, go ahead, manage me, and then you're going to manage him against Moxley, and then they're still going to lose. Like, Swerve's still going to lose to Moxley, and then MVP will bring in Lashley to take the title of Moxley.
Lashley's coming in soon, though, isn't he?
Lashley apparently was going to be in on Wrestledream, and they delayed it because it was perhaps they'd got
too many returns already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's like the night when you said nightmarish scenario. I thought you were going to say something like Shane McMahon wins the title.
Okay,
that's more nightmarish than Lashley winning it.
If he's healthy, they could get Adam Cole back into that picture to take it off of Moxley. They're either going to do something with him, and if he's a babyface, and he's never won the world title there, like at some point he has to do it. I think my prediction now, May Double or Nothing, Adam Cole versus John Moxley is going to main event. Is Christian still? Does he still have like a briefcase or something?
They still got that title shot, haven't they?
Oh, I can't believe they didn't do that. Why didn't they have him defeat?
He's not going to cash in on Moxley, is he?
No, exactly. There's no point to that. Okay, guys, let's move on from this. We're gonna take a little side step. We're gonna have like a few more games and things towards the end here. But with this, I'm gonna roll a dice, and I don't know who of us it's gonna be. I promise it won't be me, just because if I'm introducing it the first time and it's just me, this won't be as fun. But we're about to enter Parts Unknown. And oh my god, Gav, you can do the eyes. Shit, can you do that again? I only saw that for a split second. That's very good. That is very good. Okay, we're always doing that from this point on. Right, okay, now, the idea of the new segment on the show, Parts Unknown, this is a little bit like, if you're familiar, Room 101. Something from wrestling that you would like to see banished to Parts Unknown. And I'm gonna, and it's only, we're not all gonna nominate something. It'll just be, you know, for whoever's on the show, whatever week, we'll perhaps give people a chance to prepare this in advance. But let's roll a dice number. Okay, Dave, it is you. So I have put you on the spot here. People will be able to think about this for future episodes. But what is something that you would like to nominate to send into Parts Unknown and rid from the world of professional wrestling? And we will discuss, and once you have made your case, then we will vote if we agree it should be banished or not.
Oh man, okay, there's so many going through my head right now. So many to put on there. I think maybe it is the idea. You know, so you know how the referees get distracted by various things and that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of discrepancy behind various things why they get distracted and all that sort of stuff. I don't mind them if they get distracted, like literally further with someone outside is literally grabbing them out and then their hands and things, shouting at them, all that sort of stuff. And if the referee doesn't see it, they can't call it. That's fine. What I would think I'd put into Parts Unknown is the referee's inability to hear anything behind them.
Yeah, true.
They can't hear. The chair shot goes off. They don't naturally just turn around and go, what's happened? They're still completely oblivious. Either they're fixing a turnbuckle or whatever it is they're having to do at that moment, or they're distracted because some people who have nothing to do with the match are fighting on the outside. And they're going through the ropes going, no, you can't do that, while someone just pulverizes someone with a ladder, and then it runs out of the ring, and they turn around and go, oh, what are all these guitar bits that are doing here? What's going on here? Oh, cover one. So I think the referee's inability to hear.
Okay, so Dave, will allow you to elaborate more on your case here. Let's find out what Dev and Gav think of this concept of wrestling referees not being able to hear interference and chairs and weapons and stuff behind them. Personally, I'm just going to throw in there straight away. They have that earpiece in. Now, it might just be that there's like static disturbance, so that they, you know, it sends off their equilibrium. That's what my immediate defense goes to. Dev, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I agree, because it'll make it much more interesting where people will actually have to try harder to cheat and find new ways to interfere or like try to win that doesn't involve like weapons or like things that the referee can know easier. It makes wrestlers more creative.
I don't know. I just think like if you could go back in time and like in Quantum Leap, if you remember that show, put right what once went wrong for what Dave's proposing here, it would have just ruined Eddie Guerrero's entire gimmick.
I was just about to say that.
There we go, Gav.
You ruined it for me.
I'm
I was
sorry,
like,
Gav.
Eddie.
Okay, Gav, you take the leads. Go for
No,
it.
but anything that worked with Eddie's thing, because the referee probably did hear a chair shot, turns around, both of them are down, so he doesn't know who's hit who.
Yeah.
So that works.
That's a point as well.
Yeah. That was going to be my point.
Yeah,
really.
like
Yeah.
Eddie. Well, hang on. So, but like Dave brings up a good point. Like Eddie Guerrero would get caught. So
Yeah.
if everyone was like Eddie Guerrero, what would this mean? Like everything that happens, the referee's just like, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like how many matches would just end early?
Yeah, Lord.
I'll give you another example of why it's quite a good one. Okay, so the very first wrestling show I ever saw was the WWF show at the Royal Rumble in 1991. And the opening tag match was the Rockers versus the Nasty Boys. And the Rockers were doing this little bit where they were actually cheating a little bit at the start. They had one of the Nasty Boys in like an arm stretcher sort of situation. So one would be in there, arm stretcher. Then the other Nasty Boy would try and get in the ring and stop. The referee would stop him getting in the ring. While that was happening, the Rockers would switch. They would switch around and like to keep and switch the arm bar. And the referee would turn around and go, "Hold on, what? Did you make a tag?" So like, yeah, we made a tag. And the crowd are behind them going, "Yeah, they tag. They tag." After about 2 times, on the third time, the referee's getting distracted by the other Nasty Boy. Shawn Michaels goes in the ring, goes right behind the referee's back, right head, turns around, gets in the armbar. Genetic goes back out. The referee turns around and goes, "Okay, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Now, do you know what? I always love that though with tag teams. I'm trying to think like Money Inc. or the Rougeau brothers. They'd always just like they could tag to swap, but they'd just get out, and the referee would be, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we did it." And I'd always watch you being like, "But why didn't they do it? They could have done it. They had to pass each other, in which case they could have tagged. They're just cheating for the sake of cheating, you know." I don't know. Any other thoughts on this? Otherwise, we will put it to the vote.
Go with the vote.
I think I made my case.
Oh, okay, so Gav, what are you voting? Should it be banished? The bad hearing of referees, should it be banished to parts unknown?
Sorry, I love it. I love the whole thing of it. It plays into the art.
Okay.
So,
Okay, Dev, how are you voting?
Banishing.
Oh, so you are banishing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so the deciding vote comes down to me. I just think there's going to be a lot of possibilities. But you know what? I think with restrictions comes creativity. So I'm going to say, Dave, I agree. We are going to banish the poor hearing referees to parts unknown. So well done. Well done.
True improv mindset there, David. Restrictions comes creativity.
Absolutely. Okay, good. So with this, we're going to move on to our next segment. For this, we've done this. This is a game that we frequently do on Geek Battle, and we've done it on the past on Slam Jam, but I'm going to bring it back today. The way it works is I'm going to give each of these guys 1 minute to ask me yes or no questions to try to identify a wrestler, a tag team, a match, a pay-per-view, whatever it is they would like to try to figure out, and they'll have 1 minute where they can only ask me yes or no questions. And if they figure out within the minute, they get the point. If they don't, I will pass it on to the next panelist. So, Gav, what would you like to figure out? Would you like to guess a wrestler, a tag team, a manager, anything? You select your category of wrestling, and I'll find something.
All right, I'm going to go for wrestler.
Okay, so you're choosing wrestler. So I'm going to use the random generator. The audience, you won't be able to see this today. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I think I can do this just off the top of my head, but I'll bring up this wrestler's information just in case. But I'm fairly sure I can do most of this off the top of my head. So you're going to have 1 minute. I can only say the words yes or no. Very occasionally, I might clarify an answer with slightly more information, but generally speaking, I can only say yes or no. You've got 1 minute to ask me as many questions to guess who this is. And Gav, your time starts now.
Are you female?
No.
Are you a world champion?
Yes.
Are you alive?
No.
Are you WWE champion?
Yes.
Are you any other champion in any other
No.
promotion?
No.
Are you in the 80s
Yes.
predominantly?
Yes.
Are you the Ultimate Warrior?
Yes! Shit! God damn! Okay, so it came up on the suggestion generator as Dingo Warrior, which obviously was an early name of Ultimate Warrior. You did that, Gav, in 22 seconds. That is a fantastic start to this here. Okay, Dev, what would you like? Would you like a wrestler or would you like a different category?
Wrestler who was active after 2005.
What? No, you can't do that. Right. You get
I don't know
wrestler.
any of us before.
You don't know any before. You don't know any. You don't
No.
know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is. Right. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to promise that. But if I get Frank Gotch, I'll just roll the dice again. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see who I've got. 2005. Jesus. Okay. I've got one from after 2005. Again, just because you're going to ask me something very specific, no doubt. Let's have a look. Okay, your time starts now.
Were they are they a Hall of Famer?
No,
Were they world champion?
no.
Were they an Intercontinental champion?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm just going to double check that. Keep asking.
US?
Go on.
United States champion?
Yes, United States champion.
Mainly known for SmackDown or Raw?
That's not
Mainly
yes or
known
no
for
question.
SmackDown?
I can't
Were they
remember.
mainly known for SmackDown?
I can't remember.
Okay. When did they wrestle in this decade?
Yes.
Did they wrestle in the WWE in this decade?
Yes.
Is it Carlito?
No.
Oh, wow.
Are they currently in WWE?
No.
Are they currently in AEW?
No.
Is it Rob Van Dam?
No. That is time.
Were they?
That is time. All of the information that I was able to give, some that I wasn't, but all of the information.
Was it Raw or SmackDown? Is it Raw or SmackDown?
I don't
Ask
know.
the question.
Like, to be honest, it's all a blur. It's all a blur, right? When you're watching at 2 a.m., it could be anything, right? Okay, so Dave, all of the information you got carries over. You'll now continue the same person. Go.
To be honest, I was too busy laughing and listening to what the conversation is. Anyway.
Okay, Dave.
Right,
Time
so
starts
active
now.
after 2005, male.
Yes.
Right, sorry. So male is active now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wrestles for Impact.
No.
TNA? Does wrestle in Japan?
I think so.
Have they recently wrestled in WWE and got released?
Not super recent, but kind of.
Okay. Are they American?
Yes.
Do they wrestle barefoot?
Yes.
Is it Matt Riddle?
It is. Well done, Dave. You steal the point. So well
I
done.
don't know how you got that one.
I don't know
Was
either.
he Raw? Was he SmackDown? He was in a tag team with Orton, but I forget where they were. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, Dave, you now get to have your own category for this. We might do a second round. This has gone very quickly.
Okay.
Go on.
I'll have a tag team, please.
Oh, how exciting. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to go for it, because bring up the info always. Okay, go.
Are you a tag team currently?
No.
Did you have a split up angle?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, did you wrestle in the WWE?
Yes.
Just WWE?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, have the two members of the tag team wrestled in other companies before they became a tag team?
Before, probably, but nothing major.
Does this tag team have a tag team name?
Yes.
Okay, so are they currently in WWE?
No.
Were they prevalent in the 2010s?
No.
2000s?
No.
90s?
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's going back a little bit. Did either of the two members become single stars?
Yes.
Okay. Did they split in the early 90s?
Not early, no.
Split in the late 90s then.
A little bit before. Okay, that is time, I'm afraid. Right.
Oh no.
Gav,
Oh.
I'm handing over to
I
you.
was just about to say a tag team then.
Oh, okay. Gav, I'm handing over to you. All the information carries over. Go.
Are they brothers?
Not really.
Are they from Dudleyville?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Gosh, no, just threw me off. Do they wear face paint?
No.
They're both alive still.
Yes.
Are they Hall of Famers?
One of them is.
I know who it is now.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
see here.
Do they protect people?
I don't know. What's that meant to be?
Oh, mate,
Oh, I know
not-
about that.
oh,
I don't know
yeah.
who you mean by that.
I was thinking APA.
Oh,
One's a Hall of
probably
Famer.
their families, you know.
Gosh, wow.
There it is.
One's a
Is
Hall
it?
of Famer. Only one of them is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Wow, that's just gone. It's just blown my head. Did they have a manager?
Not that I remember, to be honest. Possibly at one point. I can't remember. Right. Dev, handing over to you. Go.
Was it the Rockers?
No.
Huh. What? Was it Harlem Heat?
No. They weren't really brothers.
Are they Heat brothers?
Harlem Heat, yeah.
Oh. I thought they were Cave brothers.
They
Yeah,
slept
Brothers
in a
of
bed
Destruction.
together. Right, I always remember that story. Right, go on.
Brothers of Destruction?
No.
Headbangers?
No.
What is now?
Is the Hall of Fame selective in the WWE as a on-screen character?
No, they're not an on-screen character in WWE.
No, I'm out.
Oh, you got 2 seconds. Okay, Dave, I'll tell you what. If you can get it now, I'm willing to throw you the point back. Okay, go on.
Okay, so do I do yes or no? Just to mention.
You just have to give me the name. You just gotta give.
I'll get the name. Okay, is it the Smoking Guns?
It is. I'm gonna let you have.
Oh,
the point
wow.
back. Yeah, there you
I
go.
was just about to say it when my time ran out.
Ah, there you go. Got to get in there quick.
In the mid-90s, I had a manager for a moment for Sonny, and I was going to ask the question: did one of them get knocked the fuck out by Butterbean at
Oh,
WrestleMania?
you should have done. That's it. That is it.
Well, no, I didn't know until you passed over the Gav. I was like, oh, I know who it is now.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, we have got time for another round of this. I think we'll do another round. Just because I've got about another half dozen different things to do, but we can ease these out over the coming weeks. So let's do another round. Gav, what would you like?
Let's go with my worst pay-per-views.
Oh, okay. So let's see what we've got for you here. Okay. Right, I've got a random pay-per-view, and your time starts now.
Is it still active?
Yes.
Is it yearly?
Yes. Wait, you need to get the specific pay-per-view, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
But you're eating my minutes now.
Keep going, I'll give you extra time.
Okay. Does everyone fly from all across the world for it?
Probably.
Is it 30 men, 30 women involved?
Yes, it is.
Right. Is it a specific year?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's what I mean.
Is it this decade?
Is it this decade? Yes, it is.
Is it 2004? 2024, sorry.
No.
Is it 2023?
No.
2022?
No.
21?
No.
20?
Yes, there you go. There you go. Wow, with about 8 seconds to go, Gav, you what a technique there. What a technique. Not a single thing about what was the world title contested. You know, was the Undertaker on it? No, you got straight to Royal Rumble. You got the decade.
A true former wrestler is Gav because he works smart, not hard.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
Also,
go.
that reminded me of like, this is begin with an A, this is begin with a B.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. Do you know what though? Royal Rumble. I think you were fortunate there. You know, with because that's the first concept you went to, right?
Yeah.
So if you'd because I thought you were going to ask about WrestleMania. Do people fly for it? I was like, I'm sure they would fly for a Rumble as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Dev, what would you like?
Singles wrestler.
Singles wrestler from 2009. All right. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
What we've got
those
for you. Ooh, interesting one. And your time starts now.
Were they in the remake of ECW?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, 100%.
What?
Did they? Did they debut? Is it Sheamus?
No, it's not Sheamus. That's a stab
Kofi
in the
Kingston?
dark. Sorry?
Kofi Kingston?
No.
Are they still active today?
They still active? Yes, they are.
Were they seen as a ECW original
No.
or a new person?
The latter.
Okay, CM Punk.
No.
Are they in AEW now?
No.
Are they in WWE now?
No.
Are they in TNA now?
Yes.
TNA wrestling, Christ.
Is it Matt Hardy?
Yes, yes, you did it with 1 second to spare. Well done, well done. You literally got the word Matt in time. But, well done.
I can't believe you the first question. Were they in the ECW rebrand?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so random. That is so random.
It's random.
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering why I'm looking to my left all the time, the thunderstorms have started in my area over here, so I'm a little bit left.
Okay, well, Dave, we'll begin to wrap this up at the conclusion of
Like
this.
Argyll's on our way, a storm is coming.
Okay, Dave, what category would you like?
Sorry, let's go. Sorry, what are the other categories we've got?
Well,
Wrestlers,
basically
tag team.
anything you want, I'll answer questions on it. So if you came up with like a
Let's go with the famous
manager
match.
or a commentator, what do you want?
Let's go with the famous match. I think we said match.
Oh, okay, let's find. So I'm gonna click and find one. Let's see. Famous match.
I think you said matches earlier. I'm sure
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did.
no, that's fine. I've got one for you. Let me just click on it to get the info. Okay. This will be interesting. This is going to test my memory. Oh shit, that might even be a clue. And here you go.
Is it a singles match?
Yes.
Was it from the WWE/F?
Yes.
Okay. Is it from the 1980s?
No.
90s?
Yes.
Okay. Was it a WrestleMania match?
No.
Was it a SummerSlam match?
No.
Royal Rumble match?
No.
Survivor Series match?
No.
King of the Ring?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Was it the first televised King of the Ring?
No, it was not.
From 94?
No.
95?
No.
96?
No.
97?
No.
98?
Yes.
Okay, from Survivor Series 1998. There was loads of singles matches in that one. Damn it. Was it the final of the tournament?
No.
Was it a semi-final of the tournament?
No.
Did it involve The Undertaker?
Not specifically. Not specifically.
Was it a tournament match?
No.
That was the tournament. It wasn't a game tournament.
No.
Shit.
That is
Was it a
time.
women's
That
match?
is time. That is time. That is time. Okay, Gav, handing over to you. Go.
Does it involve The Rock?
No.
Does it involve anyone that's active now?
No.
Is any of the participants still alive? Like, they alive? Or?
Yes, they're alive.
Yeah, they are. Both participants
Yes.
are alive. Is there any special referee involved?
I don't think so. I'd half thought there would have been, but there wasn't.
Can't remember, 98 Survivor Series. Are they in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Are both of them in the Hall of Fame?
I think so, but I'm second guessing one of them. I think so.
I know it isn't.
And it's
Yeah.
is it men?
Yes. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
90s, Gav. Of course.
There was a women's match on it.
It's women, yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
That is time. That is time.
Yeah.
Okay,
earlier.
Dev, handing over to you.
It wasn't a tournament match, was it?
No.
I can try to remember. Was it a singles match?
Yes.
One of them is a Hall of Famer.
At least. If the other one's inducted,
least.
I'd believe it, but I can't remember it, which is funny.
Yeah. Was it William Regal versus X-Pac?
No.
Was it trying to remember the matches? Ken Shamrock versus Goldust?
No. Joe, there is.
These are all not good.
Keep going. Don't anyone Google this or anything, because we can get this.
You're not reading, are you?
No. I'm trying to remember. I was
That
7.
is time. I'm going to throw it back open to all of you. There's a really good question you could ask to work out what it was. Go on, Dave.
Well, I thought I'd already said was it the finals or the things like that, but was it part of the Deadly Game tournament?
Deadly Game tournament.
Yes, Survivor Series '98 was the Deadly Games tournament for the title.
King of the Ring, Dave.
Oh shit! I was thinking Survivor Series.
No, it was King of the Ring. It was King of the Ring. That's why when you were asking about, if I'm sure I said yes to King of the Ring, right? But because you asked about tournament,
Right.
oh, that's
Oh,
why
now I know what it is. It's blooming Hell in a Cell, Mankind Undertaker, isn't it?
No,
What?
no. It's King of the Ring, 1998.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
that.
Kane versus Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, what did you
First
say?
blood match.
Yes,
First
first
blood
blood match. Kane versus Stone Cold. There you go.
I was thinking the wrong blooming pay-per-view.
There you go. There you go.
Really?
So there we
I
go.
don't know. Survivor Series is in my head as well.
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault. I was saying I was leading off estimates to that. But
Right. So anyway, guys, we're gonna begin to wrap things up there. But I see Gav and Dave both on 3 points. So what we're gonna quickly do is we're gonna have, I'm gonna choose something, and you guys have to name things in quick succession, without naming something that's already been named and without naming something that doesn't belong. Okay? Let's see how well we can do this. We're gonna have to help each other as well because I don't necessarily know everything. You might know it better than me. Gav, you'll get to go first, and so you'll get Gav, Dave. Right. Members of the Four Horsemen. Gav, go. Name one.
Rick Flair.
Dave.
Alan Anderson.
Gav.
Tully Blanchard.
Sid Vicious.
Gav.
Oh shit. Dylan.
Yeah, fair point. Dave.
Ole Anderson.
Barry Windham.
Yeah. Paul Roma.
Oh wow. Okay.
Deep cut.
Rick Rude.
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Incorrect. So, Dave, you have done it, and that means that you are today's Slam Jam There you go. So, congratulations, Dave. That's going to begin to wrap us up here. I'll check to see if there's any late breaking news in the world of professional wrestling. But otherwise, this has been the beginning of the new era. I always said it's going to be somewhat the same, but there's some new bells and whistles, some new graphics, and there'll be lots of other new segments that will integrate into the shows as we go along. What do you think of it, though, guys? Thanks.
It's really good.
Oh, thank you. Right, good. So I hope you had fun. We'll keep building upon it. Now, and everyone's frozen. That's not a good end. Jesus, like Uncle Howdy's taken over at the last second. Are you guys there? Are you there? Shit, like
You're there now.
Yeah.
I thought Uncle Howdy was taking over.
It's weird.
Great.
It's just weird. I don't know if it'll come out on the stream or not, but for us, you said it was going really well, and then suddenly it turned into like a slow motion version of one of Bailey's inflatable tube men.
Love it. Okay, so let's find out where we can find everyone on social media. Starting with Dev, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitch and TikTok under the name FWDAT.
Okay, and I will make sure that people can see our names at the bottom of the screens for the next show onwards. Right, where can the people find you, Gav?
I'm here, and if you really want to, not that I'm looking for it, you can find me on Twitter or X. Best Gav.
Okie dokie. Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me at the Greeno on X/Twitter and David Jervis Green everywhere else.
Okay, and for me, my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at David Pstansky, spelled Pustansky. Also, audience, do make sure you smash that subscribe button to Slam Jam Wrestling Show channel on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, and all this other stuff. I'm going to get some clips from today's show going out over the next few days. Hopefully, that'll help some more people find it. Go on, Gav.
He said, like and subscribe, guys.
Okay.
Your stream went a bit.
Oh, did I? Okay, is the internet turning against me? Right. Oh, that's not good. I've got another show.
I heard most of
in
it.
a half hour.
Yeah.
Right. So like and subscribe and all that stuff. And with that, until next time, you Slam Jam bronies, stay safe. Always stay extremed. Snap into the Slam Jam and ciao for now. Boom. And we're off the air.